Phirst Contention fans, what's going on? Your boy Marv Banks, Ty, back from after technical difficulties last week. Ty, what's up, bro?
Salutations to everybody. For all the folks in Minnesota, y'all know we had a little storm and
A lot of storm.
didn't have the power. But we're here to talk about KD this week.
Never too old to talk about KD.
What else is going on? All-Star break.
Chirp, 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 chirp. Tim Duncan retired.
Yes, we will get into that soon.
Yep. Draymond.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, Draymond being Draymond off the court.
We thought we had to wait to the Summer Olympics for this summer to be entertaining, but there's been a lot of events in summer, and where else can you get your information besides right here?
At Phirst Contention.
We sports, baby.
We sport on deals, on court.
So, Ty, taking another fresh look at a great career that Tim Duncan has had. The big fundamental has finally called it quits. Ty, thoughts, reactions on Tim Duncan riding off into the sunsets?
What can I say that hasn't already been said by a bunch of fans, a bunch of his peers in the league, a bunch of great players who have retired? The big fundamental, arguably one of the best to ever do it, especially at that power forward position.
Exactly so.
Came in the league in 97 with the first overall pick, something that, Sam Hinkie probably wish, his teams could have got done. But this time it actually worked. And he maintained his level of play. We're talking two-time NBA MVP, three-time Finals MVP, All-Star team. 15 times out of 19 years. Rookie of the year. And so, what else is left to be said? Just bravo. When you got Aldridge coming in and then KD goes to Warriors, you might as well just.
You got Gasol coming in, probably to take his spot now. Well, they'll switch off between him and Aldridge, between power forward and center. But
they're stocked up. The Spurs are stocked up.
The Spurs are definitely stocked up. I was looking at old Tim Duncan highlights, and you forget how athletic he was because, this finals he tried to drive on Steven Adams, and he didn't have the lift like he used to. But you see Duncan grabbing boards and dunking on people left and right. But for him, it was just consistency. If there's one thing about Tim Duncan, he was just consistent year in and year out. I saw a stat that said ever since Tim Duncan has played with the Spurs, they've won more than 50 games every year.
Not surprised.
When you think about it, he had an opportunity. He has 5 rings, but he had a couple opportunities to win 6. If it wasn't for Ray Allen, if it wasn't for Derek Fisher. He had a couple opportunities to have 6, but also his legacy could have changed if he would have went down to Orlando, with T-Mac and with Grant Hill and everything. But he decided to stay a Spurs, stay in San Antonio, and what more can you say about him but consistent? Obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer, I would say top 10 NBA player of all time. Definitely so, but it's definitely going to lend this debate about between him and Vino a little bit later on in the show as well.
It will. And again, in terms of his legacy, we're going to discuss KD this week when we finally get a chance, but I think it adds to your legacy when you can stay with the same team throughout the duration of your career. And not only do you stay with the same team, you make a difference. You make a difference. Granted, great squad around him, but he was the voice. He was the leader, the silent leader, not to mention, again, in terms of Kobe, nothing to worry about off the court. They called him boring just because they shared the ball, but that he was going to handle his business on the court and off the court. Just hats off. Just bravo. Everything.
Definitely so. And for him to stay in a small market, he could have easily left and went to a big market, but he stayed in a small market like San Antonio and was able to build. He was able to build his legacy there.
He stayed and built his legacy.
Yeah, exactly. So I still remember those boring Tim Duncan commercials and everything from Adidas to Foot Locker, but
right.
I'm glad that Duncan stayed.
Yeah, say what you want. Every time he dunks, he has no expression on his face. They said they were boring. I think it's just because that different time zone. But hey, we'll see how we can cope moving forward, and we'll see how the Spurs do this year. Again, they are reloaded.
We sport on deals, on court.
Marvin Marv.
Yes, sir.
It's PC. Tag is We Sports. But some cats forget who you with is very important to what we do on this show.
Exactly so.
And so we're going to give you guys a who you with scenario with us. Duncan's retired.
Yes, sir.
Kobe Bryant also retired.
Bean.
Who you with? Game on the line, life or death situation. Who are you going to trust? Who do you give the ball to make it happen for the squad?
If I want to give the ball to make it happen for the squad, I mean, I'm gonna give it to Kobe because he's gonna knock down the final shot. We know he's a natural-born assassin. He's a natural-born killer. But if I'm talking about building a team, I'm definitely picking Duncan. Duncan 24/7, no hands down, pass, rebound, shoot. Don't have to worry about off-the-court issues. Don't have to worry about any other things like that. I know that he's going to get along with his teammates. He's not going to lock anybody in broom closets. He's not going to treat anybody disrespectful. I know he's not going to snitch on nobody. So I think that, for me, it's hands down, I think it's Duncan. And plus, he's 7'1". So, he's 7'1". I'll go with Duncan to start my team.
Man, we are lacking a man of that kind of size and talent in the league. But I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. You're bringing all this extra stuff. Did no one ask about off the court? Did no one ask about building a team around? I'm saying if it's on the line, I need someone with that cerebral assassinate. This is someone, the only person who's been comparable, arguably, to Michael Jordan. So give me Kobe Bean Bryant. We talk about Tim Duncan's consistency, and he was consistently great. But not only was Kobe great, he was explosive. And on his way out, he put up a bunch of points. And Duncan, he was out there looking a little ginger.
Yeah. Duncan was looking a lot of bit ginger. Of course you would score 60. Kobe put up 50 shots and scored at 60, though.
But if we go to their primes, give me Kobe in his prime.
Ooh, I don't know about that one, baby.
I think I'll take Kobe in his prime.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. Like I said, Duncan in his prime, like 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004.
That first little stretch.
Even though the Lakers beat them a couple of times, Duncan is a problem. Duncan will get you 30, 20, 7, 8 blocks, couple assists here and there. He's a problem. He's a problem because he can match up at power forward and he can match up at center. Too fast for Shaq, too big for Robert Horry, AC Green, or Horace Grant, whoever's playing that power forward position. So,
Black Mamba. That last team he took to the championship, they weren't that great. He elevated that team. So say what you want about him being selfish, taking all these shots. I think he was the big difference in that last Laker team to win it.
Also, Gasol was as well, but I see you like to leave that one out there. But come on, man, give me Duncan hands down, 24/7. Give me a man, give it to me, right block, give it to me, go to work, off the backboard. Look, we getting the points. I know the rest of my team is gonna get involved. Can't say that about Kobe.
Hey, it's a subjective argument again.
Can't say it about Kobe.
Duncan, probably one of the best power forwards of all time, but Kobe, one of the best shooting guards of all time too.
No, there's a difference. Duncan is the best power forward of all time.
And
Kobe is.
I'm saying arguably to be politically correct and nice to all those who want to throw all these other names out there.
Duncan.
Mamba Juice, you're welcome.
Exactly so.
We sport on deals, on court.
Marvin. Finally, we get a chance to dive into Kevin Durant's decision to take his talents to Golden State. I'm not sure what volume this is. We had LeBron, he had Dwight, but you said the indecision.
The indecision. It was the decision, the indecision. Now it's the decision to join on another bandwagon team. That's what this is, Ty. You know what? I really can't believe that KD made that decision to go to Golden State. Now, I don't knock KD for leaving, because that's his own decision. He had a choice to leave in free agency. That's what free agency is for. If he wants to go join up with the Warriors, that's his own business. My thing is, as a superstar, and we know he's a bona fide superstar, he's the third best player in the league and this, that, and the other, you leave your team that was built around you, that had a lot of talent around you, that had the opportunity to go to the NBA Finals, 2 times in a row. If it wasn't last year because of injury, this year, last 5 minutes in Game 6 against Golden State.
3 cracks.
But
3 cracks.
But you decide to take your talents to a team that's already made. The team is already made. So you're just another cog in a wheel. And if that's his mental makeup, then we should be blaming ourselves. Because we've given KD a little bit too much credit for him being a superstar, for him being the leader that we thought he was, and we need to temper our expectations about him moving forward. So that's on us. If that's what he wants to do, that's on us. We can't blame Kevin Durant. We put too much on him to think that he would be able to lead his team in Oklahoma City over the hump.
And then something that has been juxtaposed in Oklahoma City is the killer instinct that Westbrook has compared to the killer instinct that KD may not potentially have. So, I mean, when you break this decision down, bare bones, as far as a basketball decision this is the best basketball decision. This is where you want to go if you want to win a ring. But again, when you are the superstar, you are going to a team that is the best regular season team in history, a team that has a 2-time MVP, the first unanimous NBA MVP. And I don't know how you expect us to just think that's okay. You, as the man, you literally could have went anywhere. Anywhere. He could have went to the Heat. It's a little different.
Clippers.
He could have gone to the Clippers. You can't go to a team that's been there, done that. We have the formula, we have the blueprint, and you're just like, let me just slide in. Like I said, if this was a line, he's joining for probate practice so he can just play. He's just going to hop in at the end and be the tail. Nah, KD, you can't do that, man.
Man, it's like a group project. Everyone else did the work. You just going to put your name on the assignment.
Yeah, you just going to.
And everybody.
Sorry, my alarm clock went, but yeah, just don't forget. Put my name on the edge and buy my sneakers.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that it's so much different from LeBron because LeBron's team was absolutely trash. When you have Mo Williams, Drew Gooden, Boobie Gibson, Eldrunas Ilgauskas, Varejao. That team wasn't built to win a championship, and LeBron put that team on the back. But you have.
And when he went to the Heat, that team wasn't what it was either. Chris Bosh, but in Miami, the cupboards were bare. You had Joel Anthony, has Mario Chalmers, and who else?
James Jones.
The
NBA Finals can't be without James Jones. But, I mean, you playing with another bona fide superstar. You know what? Like I said, to me, it shows that Durant was the beta dog and Westbrook was the alpha dog. And I'm disappointed that he went to the Warriors. Out of all the teams that he went to the team that beat him in this NBA Finals. In this NBA playoffs to go to the NBA Finals. And you hopped along the best team. I can't see LeBron joining
the Celtics.
He's not gonna, the Pistons.
He ain't gonna go try to join the Warriors. He didn't after the first time. Even Von Miller out here trying to join the Warriors. Ray Allen coming back to join the Warriors. It's a movement, and it's not okay.
West.
Long story short, like I said, this is the epitome of if you can't beat them, join them. But hey, you'll probably win.
Man.
So
very, very, very disappointed.
We sport on deals, on court.
Ty, they said that you can never take the home away from a player. And this player is going back to your home city, the Chi. D. Wade is leaving Wade County to come up to 773 area code. He's going back to Chicago. Thoughts, reactions?
My first reaction was, this is a great move if it's 2010, okay? D. Wade is up there in age. He can't make it through a full season. You're quick to throw shade at D. Rose, who can't make it through a season. So you traded one hometown injury-prone player for another one.
What are you talking about? It's not like they have another Chicago-born player with bad knees that can't stay healthy playing for the Bulls. Do they?
The only positive to this move is that going into the season, after you basically almost said we're going to rebuild unless Jimmy Butler can get something going, you bring in Rajon Rondo and you bring in Wade. So it adds a level of intrigue. We'll see if they can make it work. Although with Rondo, It didn't work with him and Rick Carlisle. It didn't work out in Sacramento. So what in the world, Carl, what in the world makes me think that Fred Hoiberg is the one to get Rondo in line? I don't know, but it'll be intriguing to watch. So it's good reality TV.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. I mean, when I thought about it, first things, I didn't think he was going to leave Miami. Mm-mm. You know, I said it would be hard for me to see D-Wade leave Miami because I think that Pat Riley would have got the job done. Pat Riley would have gave him the extra $7 to $10 million that he really wanted for him to stay in Miami. It was just hard for me to see him leave because that is really his third home. When you think about Chicago, when you think about his place in Milwaukee, and now in Miami, that's Wade County.
Wade County, yeah.
It's Wade County.
What else is there to say?
It's Wade County, and now, I mean, the cupboard is pretty much bare in Miami. You got Whiteside, but are you really going to trust to build a team around Whiteside and Goran Dragic and Justice Winslow?
Don't forget, I like Winslow, though. You still got Udonis Haslem holding it down. I feel like Haslem been holding it down in Miami for the longest time.
He just keeps getting a one-year contract. But how come we couldn't use that extra $4 million to pay D-Wade?
I don't know. Again, it was only a $7 million differential. I say that, in regular people's terms. Yeah. But again, not only is it Wade County, this is the best player in franchise history. We've seen the deals that Kobe got on his way out, although they say that hampered, what was it, 2 years?
Like 53, 52.
Something like that.
Of old NBA money.
Yep. Dirk Nowitzki out here about to get 2 years, about 48, 50. And so you thinking that when you're the player who brought the city their first NBA championship, brought LeBron down so you get 2 more. And not only did you get the 2 more, it was sandwiched in a total of 4 straight visits to the final. He's out here taking pay cuts for the team. I don't think he was ever the highest paid player on the team. And when it came time for him to reap the benefits, Riley said, nah.
Yeah, Riley said no. But that's business.
It sounds like D-Wade understands his business.
It's business, but for Pat Riley, I mean, that's a bad look. You lose LeBron, you didn't get KD, and Wade is gone. How you going to get a free agent in there? And I guess this is my mental makeup. If I was Pat Riley, I would love for him to make a trade for Westbrook. Send around Goran Dragic, Winslow, first-round pick, get him over there, and you could have teamed him up with D-Wade, and Whiteside moving forward. Now, that would have been a nice nucleus moving forward. But for Chicago, man, at best I could see him finishing third.
I still think that's really high.
I think they're going to be sandwiched in between a bunch of different teams. Between like 3rd and 7, they might be separated by like 3 or 4 games, somewhere in between there.
At the end of the day, it is still Miami. There is still intrigue to go play there. As far as, Chicago's their seeding, it doesn't really matter because, you're going up against LeBron James. But, hey, D-Wade, if you want to make yourself useful one more time, thought I'd never say this, go ahead and recruit LeBron to come to the shot. Make the United Center great again. I said it. Hey, if KD can join the Warriors, I can ask for LeBron to come play for the Bulls.
No, they're all going to join New York after his contract. Banana Boat Crew.
That'd be a sight to see.
either LA or New York, because they definitely not playing in Cleveland.
Bishop Bullwinkle.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. We sport on deals, on court.
So, Ty, let me tell you a scenario. You buy something for $2 and you sell it.
Thank you for making it relatable. I appreciate
you
that.
Buy something you buy something for $2, but you end up selling it for $4,000. How would you feel about that?
Oh, that's the come up right there. That's the come up, Marv.
Yeah, that sounds exactly what Dana White did. Because he bought UFC for $2 million and sold it for $4 billion. That would be, take out the M and put in a B. That would be $billion. $4 billion. $2 million, $4 billion. That's a whole lot of zeros at the end.
M to a B.
Yep. M to a B. M to a B.
Yeah. I mean, my takeaway from this is it ain't tricking if you got it.
The ultimate come up.
Yeah, Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta, I think those were the brothers who had UFC, and if anything gives Dana White some he knows he's good for quite a while. But long story short, I mean, if you got the money to invest in something like this, do it. If I could put this to a different kind of context, Donald Sterling bought the Clippers for $12 million, and then when that whole situation happened, he sold it to Steve Ballmer for $2 billion.
Cash.
And these cats went from $2 million to $4 billion. Like that's insane. Like I can't even, like, that's something I can't even picture happening in my lifetime. To be able to make moves like that is crazy. The come up.
Yeah, but the things that Dana White has done is that he has continued to put stipulations. He has made UFC more popular than boxing, where you see the top fighters fight. You know, we want to see the Anderson Silvers. We want to see the George St. Pierre's back in his day, Bones Jones, and everything like that. We want to, well, not Bones Jones, but we want to see all those top fights, though. When it comes to boxing, you know, we're not going to see all the top fights till after the fact. The Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, man, blah. You know, now we might see Triple G versus Canelo, maybe next year. But the UFC is so much more entertaining. They have the top fights. They have the marketability. Even Rousey is still marketable, and you have the intriguing storylines. I mean, cool. I don't even know how you even do something like that, Ty.
UFC, a bunch of the other sports, but I'm going to mainly say UFC and the NHL. This is an example. You know, they take a backseat to the big sports, your NFL, your NBA, you know, yada yada, so on and so forth. But this is an example of taking advantage of certain storylines, taking advantage of what's going on, and marketing them. You mentioned Ronda Rousey. When you have a Ronda Rousey, you got to put that in front and center of everything. When's the last time cats have been excited to see two women fight, inside the octagon? So when you have that, use it. Push your face everywhere. The fallout with Conor McGregor and the retirement, I'm not retired. A lot of that was because he felt he didn't have enough time to prepare for the fight. But why? He said, you need to market this fight. Everyone needs to market this fight. When you make it marketable, you put it out there. That's why you've seen this rise in ratings and its popularity. And most importantly, the money. Yeah. Because if it ain't about the money.
I forgot about Conor McGregor. That dude crazy. I would fight a boxer before I fight a UFC fighter.
I just wouldn't fight. I'm a lover. But long story short, it ain't tricking if you got it.
True.
We sport on deals, on court.
So Ty, right now, the Olympic Games are probably getting started in about a little bit underneath a month right now. So the big thing is, with all the craziness that's been going on in the United States, with all the different killings and different things that have been going on, should athletes be more proactive in making a stance, kind of like what the Minnesota Lynx did, or should they just kind of just play their part? Especially with the Olympics coming up, should athletes, especially black athletes, boycott the Olympics moving forward?
Well, this is a very serious subject, but I mean that Zika is enough for me to say yes. But that's obviously boycotting it for the wrong reasons. Now, when it comes to the Olympics, you have a bevy of sports. You have your big-time names and big-time athletes. You have, your Michael Phelps in terms of swimming. You have the NBA team in basketball. Big names. A lot of those cats are already getting paid, from their contracts. But then you have your distance runners, your javelin throwers, your shot putters. These guys literally live off of endorsements. So while it is a big stand, I'm leaving it up to the athlete, so basically I'm defaulting by saying no, because this is the only way a lot of these people get their bread, and they're not out and in the faces of a lot of people. You can still potentially post, things on your private social medias, attend rallies, or try to invoke change. But when you're, I'm not going to say a lesser degree, but a different stratosphere of athlete in terms of popularity. I don't know if I could tell you to pass up on what could be the chance of a lifetime to go represent your country.
True, but on the same side, I think that everyone has a social responsibility to identify issues that are going on in their home country. And whether that is, if you think about the 40s the 1940s, the things that were happening in Germany and World War II. If you think about the 60s with the Civil Rights Movement, you think about today, what's going on with Black Lives Matters and the police brutality and citizens retaliating and killing cops and different things like that. I think athletes do have the responsibility to take a stand. Now, what that stand would entail, I'm not sure. Is it boycotting the Olympics? That would be the ultimate stand. I think that would continue to put more awareness and put more pressure on what's going on really in America and to figure out change, because right now, things are looking dark.
Very dark.
They're looking very, very dim. So I believe that athletes should, I guess by defaulting, should boycott the Olympics. And even if you are, like you said, the shot putter, the javelin thrower, some of these athletes that this might be the only opportunity to be in the Olympics, but as you come together as a collective group, I think the group can make a more powerful stand.
At the same time, like I said, when you have someone like, Gabby Douglas, she wasn't a household name until she went to the Olympics.
True.
So, the second portion to my answer is, if you're able to go to the Olympics and become a household name, even if no matter how short or long the period of time is, what it does is create a greater platform for you to speak out on the injustices that's happening. Again, Melo kind of got the ball rolling. He said, it's time to stop. Let's get things going. Let's speak up for what's going on inside the nation. LeBron kind of re-up and he went out. So if you can turn your name into a household name, because everyone watches the Olympics, they're cheering for you, you're wearing the red, white, and blue, and then you take that, come back, and it's all about social media now, Marv. All your numbers go up. You're reaching more people. I think your message doesn't fall on deaf ears. If you don't go to the Olympics, you're just another guy or another girl athlete that they didn't know about before anyway. So while it is a stand, it will be a stand in unity because the big fish aren't coming, but you just got to add some prominence to your name. So.
True, very true.
We sport on deals, on court.
Well, that's all we got for this edition of Phirst Contention. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Share with your friends. Most importantly, leave a comment below and like the video. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out that podcast. This week is fire.
Yeah, that Final Word podcast had your boy a little bit upset. Parental discretion is advised.
It's necessary.
Yeah, for this one. So for a voiceless voice of God, for myself, for Tywell Sosina, signing off.
Trey's up. Shout out to Steve. He's out there catching Pokemon. What type of stuff is?
He's not lying, y'all. He's not lying.